At our tribe, we're on a reservation that's 1.25 million acres. We're spread in 11 different towns, and we have about six different school districts. So we have people living in little pockets in a vast, large area. We used to have programs that were in all the individual towns, and our tribal members had to run from town to town to town to get services if they had transportation or could hitchhike to get there. So our council in 1998 decided that we're going to put in one program. We're going to put all the work programs in that. We're going to put welfare in there and all of the wraparound services that a person might need to go to work. And they developed a one-stop program. And it was a one-stop program before the state started developing them. They have certifications for their one-stops. We decided we didn't need to do that. We were operating before them, and ours was operating just fine. So we have a one-stop program. A person can come in there. We have TANF, we have your welfare programs, and we have a variety of wraparound. We do child care. We also have an office that we gave to the county for food stamps and Medicaid. So there's every possible service that they could need to get to work. We do a lot of work experience programs. We have work experience in TANF, in Voc Rehab, in the fatherhood program, in WIA, and in NEW. So there's many different areas you can enter to do work experience in our program. We have, lost my train of thought. We have a lot of grants we write. We have a lot of good grant writers. When we see the need, we go out and find those sources of money and try to develop those grants. We take the person that has had no work experience, may have been caught up in drugs and alcohol, and that's basically the person we're starting with. Our tribe was the only tribe in Montana that was under the 50% unemployment, so we have a 5-year limit on us in TANF. We have people now 17 years later just now hitting their 5-year limits. The reason that is because we try to get people to work. We work very hard at getting people out in work experience. We also put them through what's called mentoring. It's a month-long class. You learn to come to work at 8, you learn to have a half an hour lunch, and you learn to go home at 4:30. You learn to figure out your transportation. You learn to figure out what happens when the daycare lady says, I can't babysit today. You learn to call when your vehicle breaks down what to do. So you go through all those mini crises that people do when they're going to employment. You learn those soft skills development, and they have to participate in that for a whole month before they go out into a work experience placement. So once they get out into work experience placements, we have the entire tribe that participates. All of the programs or all of the departments are ready and available to take participants. We have a mentality that when the boss before me came in, he said, most of the people that you're dealing with you're only one rung on the ladder higher than they are. And in 3 months' time, you could be in the same position they are. So we work with people as if we could be the next person needing those services. And what we do is more of a hand up than a hand out. We help those people with whatever they need, if it's drugs or if it's alcohol. In our TANF program, we do drug testing. It's not a requirement of eligibility, but we do drug testing. So if you test positive, we have you address that. We have an individual family plan, and if you test positive, then you need to see a counselor. They decide from there if it's outside, outpatient, inpatient, whatever. So we deal with the problems right away. The council had enough faith in us to buy a gas station. We bought a gas station for work placements. So we place those people that can't get jobs anywhere. They go to get an interview, they've never had any work experience, they've never had a job before, they don't have a skill, they're just out of prison, something like that, where they don't get the interview, they don't get the job. So we take those people. We put them in our gas attendants. We actually pump gas. A lot of places don't do that anymore. So we get a lot of the elders and a lot of the disabled and a lot of the tribal members that will come to our gas station. So they get to meet people there. They get to do jobs there. They learn customer service. They learn money management. They learn split skills. They learn split schedules. They learn soft skills. And so they learn a lot of things there. we can hardly hold down anymore our gas attendants, because people coming in develop that relationship with them, see what, hey, these are really good guys, these are good people, and they're hiring from them constantly. That's a good thing, but we run through a lot of people in our store. Our store right now is totally run by work experience people. I have a manager overseeing it in my office area, but the place is totally run by work experience. We also have what's called Sylvia's Store that we developed. It's like a Salvation Army. We have 4 national donators. They donate us hygiene products, food products, anything to start up a house, like beds, dressers, those kinds of things. So when people are on TANF, we pay $300, I think it's $300 and some dollars a month for the lowest amount. You can hardly find a rental, or you can't get the stuff you need. You get to come through Sylvia's Store. We can provide you a startup. For new babies, we do cribs, we do car seats, we do bassinets, we do whatever the person needs. And families can start out on a good footing. So Sylvia's Store also takes work experience placements, those people that can't get a job anywhere. We're just allowed to buy an old grocery store that we're going to turn into a office building. It's a very large old grocery store. And the tribe says, well, how are you going to pay for it? I can't just buy you, a building and rehab it for you. So I said, okay. The tribal bank doesn't have a banking area. Would a bank like to move into ours so you have a satellite office? They took us up on it. There is a bakery in there, full-fledged bakery. We're going to add a coffee shop to it, and we're going to run it with work experience people again. It had a meat cutting, the whole butcher area, meat packing in there. We're going to develop a apprenticeship. I've contacted the state of Montana. They're going to work out an apprenticeship with us to actually take our work experience people, and we'll have apprenticeships in butchering or meat cutting. So we'll be able to bring them along. I think that we'll end up being able to actually make the payment for the tribe on that building with the 3 different revenue sources coming in. So I'm very excited about that. We're doing a lot like Christopher. We expect our people to come in and work. We have a problem with people between 18 and 34. A lot of them have gone to meth. A lot of them are out doing something else besides raising their children. On our TANF, we have more grandparents, aunts and uncles raising children than we do actually the parents. So when they come in, we're getting them training. I have training dollars from the BIA. They're going into mentoring. We're assessing them for disabilities, and we're getting people to work. I think that shows that with us having only, I think, 4 or 5 families right now reaching that lifetime limit of 5 years in the 17 years we've been in operation. So we're taking people, our main goal is family stability and self-sufficiency. And we feel through work that we can get there. And if people got issues or problems, we're going to deal with them. And we're going to work through them. We're not tossing them out or tossing them away. We're going to deal with them. So we've done a lot of things at our reservation, and it's working. When we started out, we were just under the 50% unemployment. We were down to 26% unemployment until the 2008 hit and everything went under a little bit. We're about at 30% now. So still we have made, great moves in that unemployment rate for the tribe. We've got some industries starting up, and we're looking at gambling now. We're not one of the casino tribes. We have a very little bit of gambling that's at our casino, and we hope to move in that area a little bit. But we've got much more than that. We are going to be the first tribe in the nation to actually take over Kerr Dam. We'll have a dam facility, and we see a lot of possibilities with that. We look out and see what's coming at us, and we try to do a lot of job development and a lot of job training with those different services coming at us. So things are moving at our reservation. If you ever want to stop by and visit, I'd be happy to do a tour and show you around. We're right across the street from the college. It's Salish Kootenai College. We have some 42 different tribal people, other tribes coming to our college. It's a great college. It's got 2-year programs. It's got 4-year programs. It understands a lot of the tribal citizens. Need a lot of classes before college. So we have remedial reading, remedial writing, remedial math, and all of those kinds of things to get people ready to go. We work with the school. We can put them as a school placement. We can put them as a work experience placement, and we can actually pay for tuition in some of our classes. So we are promoting our membership. We are up to 87% fully tribal membership. Only places we don't have left are like doctors and engineers, but we're getting there as well. We try to see them when they're young. On our TANF program, school attendance is a must. You don't send your kids to school, you don't get your TANF. So school attendance is a must. We give the kids everything they succeed in school. When they start out that first day in class, they get a backpack from us. Their particular class, everything that they need is in that backpack. So we're there for them with computers and other kinds of things that they need. Our tribe supports education. When I came to the tribe, I had a BA. Now they have put me through a master's. I've gotten my ACSW, that's an Academy of Certified Social Workers, and they also put me through my CRC, which is a Certified Rehabilitation Counselor. Because they did that so well with me, I do that with my workers. Anybody wants to go to school, let's go. I'll give you the time, I'll give you the whatever you need, let's get it done, and let's see if we can find a place to buy your books as well. So we're all very supportive in education because we believe that's where we need to get as tribal members so that we can be at that 100% tribal employment. I think that's all I have. I think I spoke my minute, so turn it over to you.